What is up everyone? Welcome back to our channel Inside Python. This is actually the fifth episode of our Kivy development series. So in the last video we learned about many things, but we don't need any of that code right now because we're going to be learning about dynamic placement with the float layout in the Kivy language. So now float layout is another kind of layout managers that we have here on Kivy, and it is very helpful while creating multi-platform applications, especially for Androids. So we will see how to do that. So now beside the grid layout in which we have to specify that this row, this column I want to place my widget in, we can directly specify the position where we need to do it, where we need to place that widget. So let's see how. So first of all you need to import it. So right here from kivy.uix I think float layout, import float layout. So now in this return, the my app class, the build function will return this float layout only. Okay, let's save it. Now let's come to the Kivy file. Now delete all this, we don't need here right now. Now write here float layout, okay. So in this I will define a button, which will display the text as say what text should I display inside, and I will display one more button which will display the text as Python. Okay, so let's run this much amount of this. Okay, so now it is just displaying the Python. Now by default the float layout covers entire screen, so we don't see any kind of inside, it just overlapped that inside function. So now how to do that? So we have two things for dynamic placement in float layout. First of all is size hint and then pause hint. So now let's try to do it. So now first of all, before moving on to that dynamic placement, I want to show you one thing. So now for 1 second come out of this float layout and write button in these tags. So now what it means while you write button in these tags, that whenever you define a button in your program, that button will inherit properties from this button. So how to do that? Right here I will not display any kind of text. I will say size. Sorry, my Z key doesn't work. I have to fix that up. Okay, I opened the virtual box instead of virtual keyboard. I need to just close it. So sorry. So write here size. So I will write here size 40. Okay, the size would be 40. Okay, the size would be 40, and I have to display a color. Wait a second. Okay, so we'll define a color. So now color is in the form of RGBA, red, green, blue, alpha. So now alpha is more like opacity or something, but we always need that value to be 1. Okay, so now color, I need this to be red. So how do we do that? So for RGB, put all values 0 and red 1. So write here 0, 1, 0, 0, and the alpha will also be 1. So now we have to write here a size hint. So now size hint basically just takes two arguments, x and y. Now these x and y are in percentages of the whole screen. So basically what I want to say is that if I have a whole picture and I want to give my text 50% of the any screen size, so we will use like this. So write your size as 0.5. Now the values will be from 0 to 1, but in percentages you can relate to it. Now I want my x to be 0.5 and I want my y to be 0.5. Means I want the 50% of the x and the 50% of y. Okay, so that's it. So this is actually not size, this is size hint, and this will be font size. I'm displaying the font size here. Okay guys, so font size. So now since I have written this in the text, so these two buttons will inherit this. So let's try to run it again. Control Shift F10. So as you can see here it is writing Python, but why is it that it's still overlapping? Because we haven't specified the pause hint, we haven't specified the position where it has to be placed. So let's just specify that. Come to the my Kivy and write here as after the text, write here pause hint. So now pause hint actually takes a dictionary which has attributes like the x, it has y, it has I think top, it has bottom, and it is left and right. So this also takes values from 0 to 1 in percentages. Okay, so I will be just specifying this button I want on the top right corner. So how to do that? So I will not specify any kind of x here, and I will also not specify any kind of y here, and I will just write top as 1, and I will write here right. Okay, right as actually 0.5. Now the reason is that because on the bottom, so because the plane 0 0 coordinates are on the left bottom plane. Okay, so let me just run you it. Control Shift F10. So as you can see here, it is writing this as here. So I think I made a mistake over here. Let me just write here because it's not the position that I wanted. So it is showing the inside, and the pause hint is top 1. Okay, so I think it is top 1 and right 0.5. Okay, top 1, right 0.5. Now what if I put this right to exact 1? Let's just try to run it again. Control Shift F10. Okay, so now we got that. So I want this to be on the right and the top corner. So it is like this, and this is the Python. So this is actually helpful. You can resize it. Excuse me. It automatically gets shifted according to this. This is the speciality of this. Now one thing to notice here, even when I just completely do this. Okay, so now that was too much. Okay, so I think it is this. Now one more thing that I want to show you is that the state of a button. So there are various states of a button as normal, down, up, and various states. So how to work with this? So I will just give you a quick hint. So suppose this is Python. Now when I press down, I want this to display down. Okay, the text would turn to down. So how to do that? So right here. Okay, so we need to specify a ID for a button in order to access its properties. So right here ID as btn. So now if you don't know what this ID is, do watch the previous video, press that I icon and watch the first video from that list. So right here, so I will be using a comprehension here. So text equals to Python only when the btn dot state is okay, it is btn dot state equals to normal, else the state would be down. Not actually the state, the text would be down. So display Python when the btn states it's normal, else display down. Okay, so let's just try to run it again. Okay, invalid syntax, else. Okay, so I'm using a comprehension, I don't need this thing, colon right here. So let's try to run it again. Okay, so now on this Python, if I click, so the text already goes to down, and if I press this normal int, so it is pretty cool, right? So this is state. So I think I would be winding up the video right here right now. So now in the next video we're going to be learning about some more interesting concepts of this. We're going to be learning about the screen manager, how to switch between two different screens. What if your program or your app has one or two more screens? So it is like a practical application. So yeah, we will discuss. Subscribe to our channel if you want to get notified about that video that is going to come up, and hit that notification icon just in case you need a reminder, and also like and subscribe to this video, and thanks for watching our video.